Hi BL lovers, I'm the BL guy and welcome back to another 5-minute review. Today we'll be reviewing the BL drama Sahara Sensei to Toki Kun. Toki Kanade is the delinquent who gets into lots of fights, but despite his appearance, he's a pure-hearted guy. He gains favor with handsome physical education teacher Sahara Ichiro, who he subsequently happens to fall for. As a result, he begins to go to school daily just to see Sahara. Thus begins a one-sided, earnest love situation between a refreshingly handsome teacher and a delinquent student. Sahara Sensei to Toki Kun is a Japanese BL drama with 8 episodes, roughly around 24 minutes per episode. Our two main leads are being played by Kizu Takumi and Hachimuro Rintaro. One review says, "Too many characters, too little time. Started out fun and engaging, even the cinematography is A grade, but then somehow it got a little boring in the middle and then I realized I wasn't even looking forward to any of the episodes anymore. I just finished watching just for the sake of finishing the series. One big problem is the chemistry between Sahara and Toki. I don't mind and I actually like the awkward overacting, but they just didn't show enough to make me care about the characters enough for me to root for their relationship. The addition of Nekoto, and for goodness his emo hair is so annoying, in the last few episodes even made the show worse. No wonder why Sahara chose Toki instead of him. Let me get this out of the way too. The idea of a teacher getting into a relationship with a high school student is very cringy layered with too many inappropriateness that gets worse when being romanticized. I'm not a conservative, but this is not something that I would feel comfortable seeing in real life, no matter how small the age gap is. Now, getting to my own personal opinion, for starters, that's also like my biggest ick. I don't know if it's just a Japanese thing, but they usually, in a lot of Japanese BLs, they do choose these awkward, or not awkward, but these kind of in a sense weird tropes. Like for example, I can think of like the toxicity of my personal weatherman and like the big age gap with Minato's laundromat, and then we also have another teacher-student relationship here with this show, which I am not a big fan of at all. I don't even care how big the age difference is. It's just I could never root for the relationship just because of that dynamic. Obviously, I really like that they didn't actually push it that far and like they waited for Toki Kun to like graduate before they got together or anything. But even then, I still really didn't like the dynamic that much. Obviously, cinematography is amazing. I really did like the characters. I just feel like the main characters, well, Sahara we got to learn a lot about, but we barely got to know anything about Toki. Like surface level stuff is all we know about him, and I feel like we really should have dived a little bit deeper into him since we gave so much attention to all of the other characters. So why not like, you know, the main character as well? So that kind of put me off a little bit as well. And I guess another thing that's kind of pertaining to Japanese BLs per se is the overacting, like, or the overacting in the reactions. That kind of puts me off sometimes, but you know, that's just a thing that I kind of have to deal with on my own. But it wasn't that bad. Like I actually did like the show to a certain extent, but yeah, it kind of got a little bit boring later on, and like I said, the dynamic of teacher-student just wasn't it for me. But I did finish it just for the sake of finishing it, like the review also stated. But overall, I don't know. I guess it's up to the watcher themselves if they like this type of dynamic. That would kind of indicate if they would like the show or not. Now getting to my overall rating for story, like the initial premise of it all, of like the student having a crush on his teacher, and if it just like stayed there, kind of cute. And then things just kind of got messed up for me. But anyway, I guess the story I would give a 6 out of 10. The acting was really, really good. I really did like the acting, so acting is gonna get a solid 8 out of 10. The music I actually really did like the intro song is kind of my favorite, so music I'm gonna give a, yeah, let's say a 7 out of 10. Then rewatch value, I personally see myself ever rewatching this show, so I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10. So yeah, that was my overall rating and review of Sahara Sensei to Toki Kun. I usually go into shows that I watch blindly, so I didn't know what the dynamic was going to be. So when I found out what it was gonna be like, I was already like, well, I wasn't too deep into it by then, but still I was like, okay, I already watched it. I wonder how they're gonna turn this out. Is it gonna be like what I expect it to be, or are they gonna put a little plot twist to it? So that's why I kind of wanted to continue watching it, and I wasn't totally disappointed at the end. It was just okay. Yeah,